In the book Law of Attraction by Michael Losier, he compares manifesting desires to a kid's game called Kerplunk. It's a game where you put these sticks inside this sort of plastic bottle and you put marbles on top. And each player needs to remove one of those sticks, and eventually those marbles will fall to the bottom. And he compares the marbles, your desires, what you want to manifest. And the sticks that are holding up the marbles represent resistance or doubt. And at the bottom of the cylinder or the bottle represents your manifested desires, or allowing your desires to manifest. Releasing that resistance will allow your desires to manifest, will bring those marbles down. So what I like about this analogy is that it proves, or it shows, that you don't have to release all the resistance at once in order to start allowing desires to manifest. You can start one by one stick at a time. And you will notice a difference on how you feel, vibrationally speaking, your vibrational frequency or emotional state. And so I want to share 3 different ways to remove those sticks, so to speak, to release resistance. And each one has to do with either uncertainty, self-doubt, or fear. And I noticed that with uncertainty, especially not knowing what's going to happen or what could happen, or if you're working hard and you're afraid that everything is just going to fail and you just don't know how you're going to deal with it if that happens, I feel like the best way to deal with uncertainty is to remember what Eckhart Tolle says about how life will give you whatever experience that is helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. And so whatever ends up happening, if you understand that it's happening for the evolution of your consciousness, you know that not only are you going to be okay, but you're going to end up becoming a better person. And when you evolve your consciousness, that affects your whole entire life, not just that specific experience that's causing uncertainty. There's another famous quote by Marcus Aurelius where he said, accept whatever comes to you woven in the fabric of your destiny. I believe he goes on to say that what else would be best for your needs? What else would... It goes hand in hand with what Eckhart Tolle says, that it's what you're going through in your life is helping you evolve, and it's helping you become a better person. And it's going to not only affect one aspect of your life, but the rest of your life, all the other aspects of your life. And what I noticed that helps with self-doubt, and this is something that Michael Losier wrote in his book Law of Attraction, is that if there's something that's holding you back, and he gives this example. If somebody is a certain size and they want to lose weight, but the reason why they can't believe, they have self-doubt that they can lose that weight is because all the other members of their family are a particular size. They're a bigger size. And so they don't believe that they'll be able to lose the weight. And Michael Losier suggests to simply ask yourself, is there anybody who, in this example, has lost weight even though other members of their family are overweight? And what you're doing here is you're realizing that if there's something that's holding you back, a sort of issue or whatever it is, if you realize that there's other people who were in the same level or the same spot as you are, or had the so-called issue that you have, and still were able to succeed and accomplish their goals, you'll realize that it actually is possible. So whatever you think that's holding you back, if you just contemplate and realize that there's other people out there, and you can think for yourself of people that you know personally that have accomplished certain things. Another example could be that you want to write a book, but you don't believe that you can because you don't have a degree. Think of other people who have written books that don't have a college degree, and realize that it is possible that what you think is holding you back, it really isn't. Another good way to eliminate self-doubt is if you're going through something that's causing discouragement or doubt, think of times in your past, if you've gone through anything that's similar, and how you have persevered and overcome that adversity. And my favorite way to eliminate resistance is, it helps me eliminate fear. Because when it comes down to it, it's all fear. Marianne Williamson, in her book, The Law of Divine Compensation, was mentioning that whenever you're caught up in that kind of worry or fear, you're basically identified with your physical form, with your physical being. And if you learn to identify instead with your spiritual being, you won't have that sense of fear anymore. And that's something you have to apply for yourself, because I've noticed that when I get caught up in worry, I remind myself of what she said in that book and how I'm basically afraid because I am identified with my physical form. Ultimately, all fear, and this is something I learned from Eckhart Tolle, all fear stems from the fear of death. It's our ego afraid to die. And if you identify with your spiritual being, it's sort of like dying before you die and then realize there is no death, which is also something else I learned from Eckhart Tolle in his book, I believe, The Power of Now, or A New Earth. So those are the 3 things that I do to release resistance. To eliminate fear, just learn how to identify with your spiritual being. Realize that you are a spiritual being. Like Wayne Dyer said, that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. That should help eliminate that fear and that resistance, and then you can allow your desires to manifest.